Bro, why do you not have a mask on? What do you want to get COVID? Stupid.
Hi, my name is Doctor, and I study duckology. I'm here to inform you about mask safety during these troubling times. The U.S. has a major mask problem. Only 66% of people wore a mask during the last week of May. That's a lot. Less than what should be happening. By wearing a mask, you're not only helping your health, you're helping the populace health. Wearing a mask prevents your germs from getting to other people, which can get more people infected.
I'm gonna need you to find a mask. You're not that guy now. And to demonstrate the importance of wearing a mask, I will give you an analogy with pee. So, here's my marker. So, let's say we have two people, okay? This person is peeing, but they're peeing, but they have pants on, okay? If they pee, most of the pee will end up here. Maybe some of the pee will end up here, but not very much. Most of it ends up here, okay? Now, let's say both of the people are wearing pants. Then, most of the pee, if not all, will end up over here, and practically none will end up over here.
Masks are important. Analogies help us visualize the situation in a new light. This is a very serious analogy. There's a direct correlation between mask use and COVID infections. Due to people's ability to use masks to help spread infection, there's a connection seen in these graphs. To make sure our germs are being thoroughly killed, we need to make sure we're wearing masks in public spaces so others can stay as safe as you.
Every day, 77% of people experience stress that affects their physical health, 73% of people experience stress that affects their mental health, and 48% of people experience stress that affects their sleep. And if it hasn't happened to you, it has happened to someone you know. Hi, I am a qualified medical doctor. Some major causes of stress include major life changes, school and work, unrealistic attitudes and expectations, and the death of a loved one. Managing your stress can seem like a daunting task. However, I assure you, with the right techniques, your stress can decay with ease. Diet. It's important to keep a consistent and healthy diet to keep your mind and body in peak condition. Exercise. Exercise is one of the most manageable ways to keeping a healthy mind. Exercising consistently for short periods of time throughout the week is a surefire way to lower stress levels and leave you more relaxed. Connecting with others. This is one of the most important things you can do to make sure you don't get overwhelmed. If stress is not acknowledged, you cannot take conscious steps to manage it. Yoga or other relaxation techniques are an additive to the exercise aspect of stress management. However, while exercise is good for having a healthy body, relaxation techniques are focused on the mind. Learning to calm the mind is of the utmost importance in lowering stress levels. Also helpful are breathing exercises. Learning to control your breathing and take in everything slower is an important step in stress management. And finally, the most useful technique, sleep. Stress has no greater enemy than a well-rested mind. But enough talk, let's see what stress management looks like in action. Meet Jeff. Jeff is in the process of moving to another state and is extremely overwhelmed. Life is always changing, and sometimes it's hard to manage it all. Stress can come in many different forms, but it is important to remember that all of it is manageable. If If you're feeling stressed, talk to a trusted adult or even a friend. Surrounding yourself with those who care for you can be really helpful. Never think that you have to go through it all alone. Start by taking the steps found in the decays method. And most of all, in these situations, it's vital to practice self-love. Put yourself first and make yourself your number one priority.
Bees. You may have seen them, floating around, lazily, buzzing, but you may not realize how hard they work to pollinate plants and ensure that they are growing and flourishing. According to the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization, bees, among other pollinators, help pollinate 3/4 of this world's plants, which make up 90% of the food we eat. Some of these include with such a great importance, it would come as a shock that the bee population is currently at an all-time low. If they were to go extinct, it would be a global disaster. Plants would lose the ability to naturally reproduce, causing massive losses in food sources. Herbivores and omnivores would starve and begin to die off. Then their predators would do so, and so on, until the earth is barren and the ecosystems are ruined, and we are nothing but dust blowing in the wind. Anyways, let's not do that. That would be bad. You may be wondering what you can do to fix the failures of human society. Luckily, there are many easy ways to stop the apocalypse.
1. Try not to use pesticides and insecticides. Not only are they toxic to insects and plants, they are also harmful to other animals and even humans. 2. Become a backyard beekeeper. There are many resources and classes you can take to learn how to do this safely for you and the bees. If that seems too difficult, plant a bee garden. Bee gardens offer natural habitats, including plants, water, and some form of nesting shelter. 4. Perhaps the easiest tip is to support your local ethical businesses and beekeepers. Instead of buying overproduced honey or other bee products, buy directly from a local source.
If we all do our part and take the proper steps, we can save the bees, the unappreciated backbone of our society.
Did you know that 1 in every 5 students are bullied?
Students who experience bullying are at increased risk for insomnia, low academic achievement, anxiety, and depression.
27% of students who are bullied have a negative impact on themselves.
%19 struggle with their relationships at home and with their friends. 19% struggle with their schoolwork and 14% with their well-being.
Stop spreading hate. Spread love instead. Say no to bullying. Did you know all bullying doesn't happen face to face? Among students ages 12 to 18 who report being bullied in school, 15% were bullied online or by text. 1 in 5 teens has been cyberbullied, has cyberbullied others, or witnessed cyberbullying.
13% of teens reported experiencing bullying at school and online, while 1% reported being bullied solely online. Bad online bullying causes bad offline results. Be unique. Hit delete.
George Floyd killed by Derek Chauvin, a police officer. I gotta do something about that, right? I think I'll put a... Well, it looks like people are doing blackout posts. I'll just do that. Oh, and doing my part, I think I'll use an infographic. I'll just pull up the first one that I find on the internet. Alright. Well, at least I got it. I think I did my part. Hey, Isaiah, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Noah?
Not much. How you feeling, man?
Good. I saw your post on Instagram. I just wanted to see if you wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Let's go.
Alright. So what's going on, man? What's up?
Yeah, I saw your post, man, and I really appreciate what you're doing, supporting the movement and all. But to tell you the truth, it's not helping us because we need, actual physical support rather than you just posting on Instagram about it and calling it a day. That's raising awareness, sure, but it's not really doing anything to help the community as a whole. You could be out here protesting or donating to an organization or even signing a petition if you don't want to go outside with COVID and all. But just blacking out your profile picture is not really gonna help, man.
Hey, what are y'all talking about?
I think we're talking about performative activism, actually.
Oh yeah, obviously the terrible murder of George Floyd. Have you been watching the news?
I actually have. I watched a little bit of Fox News, but I've been looking at the internet a lot. I just recently posted, actually today, a blackout thing, just to be more active towards the cause.
You've been watching Fox News, you said?
A little bit, yeah.
With a biased news source like that, a lot of that's you have a clouded sense of judgment, and I feel like you're a victim of misinformation. And I don't know if Isaiah's already covered this, but doing the blackout post on Instagram, it's a nice gesture or whatever, but it doesn't really help. We need you to go out and do actual things like protest and donate whatever you can, but while also realizing that it's not about you. You can't just since you're not a minority, there's not much you can do besides protest and donate, but don't make it, but you can't make it about you.
The other thing about misinformation is that Fox News I know you might be nervous about protesting because they said that a lot of the protest leads to riots and vandalization of property. That's actually not the case. 93% of protests are actually peaceful, which makes it 93% safe. The only ones that are riots and have vandalization of property are organized that way. So if you look online, you'll know what you're getting yourself into. That's a better way to support than just, being at home.
Gotcha.
I'm not black, obviously, I'm Asian, but with the Asian shootings that happened in Atlanta earlier this year, I thought that I do feel like a lot of it was performative activism with the end all Asian hate and stuff that was posted on Instagram, but I did appreciate the gesture, but I do feel like people could do more protesting and also donating to help causes like that after people are losing a kid lost his mom, a husband lost his wife, a brother could have lost his sister, George Floyd, he lost brothers, women could have lost brothers, husbands, sons. It's just it's a terrible thing. But yeah.
Okay, so you're telling me I should probably find a different news source, right? I should find a different one?
A very unbiased one. I think also doing your own research could be beneficial from a credible source.
Gotcha. So I think I don't think I'll take down the blackout post, but I think I'll definitely start looking for more donation sites, and definitely what you said about finding protests and going to that might be probably much more helpful than what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I do appreciate you guys telling me about that. That's really good.
Yeah, and thank you for supporting the movement. There's a lot of people out there who are like, oh, Black Lives Matter, but all lives matter. That's not the point of the movement. The movement isn't just to be oh, only Black Lives Matter. It's just that we want to be on equal footing. It's not that
It doesn't matter more than you. It just matters.
Exactly.
But also, I think, like I said, do your own research. And I feel like you can't always, like, just because me and Isaiah are your, like, minority friends, you can't always burden us with the responsibility of educating you. You have to get out there and do your own research too, because we have bigger fights to fight than, educating you. We have to fight for our people as well.
And don't be afraid to have this conversation with other people. I know it's a difficult and awkward conversation to talk about, but it's something that needs to be said, especially now, because truth be told, racism still exists. And the more awareness and the more we talk about it with other people, the more the issues can be solved. It all starts with you.
All of us.
Thank you guys for bringing this to me. I think that was really important. I think I probably would have been still just as ignorant as I was just yesterday if you guys hadn't told me about it.
Yeah, man, no problem, man. Like, you're our friend. We've known you for 10 years.
You guys want to go to a protest later?
Yeah, let's go start looking for something right now.
Gotcha.
So y'all been watching the NBA?
Yep.
Heck yeah, man.
Baller.
I have a family that suffers with multiple different mental health disorders.
I was bullied a lot as a kid in elementary school, and I ended up having to change schools for it because it affected me so much.
I don't think grades define me as a person, and just with the school norms, they just push grades on you, and that's really hard for me.
Especially with social media, because literally it's all just the highlights, and when you're, especially during coronavirus and you're at home, but everyone's having fun, they're breaking rules, you see that.
What affects your mental well-being?
My goals in life, wanting to do big things in life.
I'd say school affects my mental well-being a lot.
How does it make you feel when people talk about mental health?
I think it's definitely a sensitive topic, but I think it should be talked about to end the stigma, and that people with mental illnesses aren't bad or anything like that. They just are people who need help. It's available for some, but maybe not others because of money and everything like that.
In the U.S., depression is the leading cause of disability for people over 5 years of age. 1.9 million children from 3 to 17 are diagnosed with depression. Another 4 million have anxiety. Nearly 8 out of 10 children get depression treatment, and 6 out of 10 for anxiety. You're not alone.
Ugh, did you see the way Tracy was dressed today? Total weirdo. I know, she looks so strange.
I can't believe she walked out the house like that.
Stay here. I'm going in the bathroom.
Me too.
Is it always like this?
Like what?
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Wait, we don't have to do everything she wants us to.
But I'm afraid she's gonna judge me. That everybody's gonna judge me.
It's so much more important to be who you want to be, not what you think everyone else wants you to be.
This is the Earth, and this microwave is our effect on the environment. Have you noticed the intense change in the environment over the past couple of years? Like hurricanes and other natural disasters? This is caused by global warming. Since the turn of the 20th century, the average surface air temperature has increased by nearly 2 degrees Fahrenheit. This may seem small, but even the smallest things make the biggest difference. The 10 warmest years on record have been since 1998. This past decade has been the warmest recorded in history. Why is this happening, you might ask? It couldn't be my fault. Well, it is. In fact, it's everybody's fault. Our daily activities, from driving, heating our houses, and even eating, cause more carbon emissions each year. Did you know that 16% of greenhouse gases are methane? Which, in layman's terms, is a cow tooth. The sad part is, people still deny it. It might seem hopeless, and it might seem like you're not going to make a change, but if we all work together, you can make a difference. So, how do we get started? Green power is a really big step, but not everyone can afford it, and that's okay. So, if you can, turn off the lights. Conserve water. Ride your bike. Eat less meat. This is the Earth after global warming. What can live on this orange now? This is your last global warning.